is a beautiful night in Lodo, and we are set for a little hardball. The Rockies taking on the San Diego Padres. This will be the 14th matchup this year. The Rockies are 7-6, though they've been better out at Petco. They're just 3-4 at home against the Padres, looking to turn that around. The Rockies 11 games north of 500, and they hand the baseball today to number 55, John Gray. Here's the Southwest batting order that he'll face, and they had to make a late change. Will Myers, who obviously is one of their two studs in the lineup, took a fungo, a ground ball, while warming up about an hour ago off the nose. He has a lacerated nose, had to come out of the lineup. So Jose Perella will bat second and be in the infield. Eric Hosmer, Corey Spangenberg, Austin Hedges in the middle, Galvis, Reyes, Margot the rest of the way. And here's what happened. We have it on tape. While they were taking BP, this is off the fungo. He goes to field it Huey with the backhand. The ball came up on him, and
I mean, he got no leather.
He's
no
learning
leather.
a new position.
I know, it's tough for him. He's just such a competitor. You're just hopeful that it's nothing more than just a laceration of the nose. But for Will Myers, that didn't look good.
So here's Travis Jankowski, and he slices this ball to right for a base hit. And Parra will fire it back in. First pitch, base hit for the former Stony Brook star.
Well, I think we've seen this from the Padres, how aggressive they are. But a couple of numbers I want to point out there is that 157 strikeouts on the year, and that's 494 for John in his career. So creeping in on the 500 mark. Sliders, it's imperative. He's dominated San Diego in his career with that slider. That's where he's been racking up all the strikeouts.
Jankowski is a threat to run at first base. That's one of the big tools he brings to the ballpark. He's 20 out of 25.
The Padres have stolen 78 as a club. I think we got a little equipment malfunction at first base by Ian Desmond. He's tossing the glove in. He needs a new one.
Now, a couple of years ago, this would have been a real problem for Ian because he didn't have any first baseman gloves. He's been there now for a year and a half, so he's got a backup. And this is one of those deals where somebody had to go back into the clubhouse maybe to get his number 2.
Definitely.
Which means somebody went down a flight of stairs,
up
a flight of stairs.
That was fast.
Somebody's pretty quick. Mike Ponarelli and his staff on everything. So 1-0 count on Perella. Earlier in the year, he was playing every day for San Diego. He's just 3 for his last 24 at the plate.
He's got 28 RBIs on the year. I just remember early this season, Rockies couldn't get him out, it seemed like.
Well, the Padres are well above their season norms offensively for whatever reason against the Rockies. And we know how good the Rockies starting pitching is. It's been one of those deals. And this is to third. Tough pickup. Nolan, what a feed, and the throw to first, not in time. That is a great across the body feed on a terrible angle to get Jankowski, who can run for the force out.
Remember what, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks ago, Nolan had the arm issue and had to come out and wasn't going to be able to start for a few days until he got down to Atlanta. Well, I think any concern about the arm is answered on this play. Gets it on the short hop on the Subaru Supermo across his body. And I just love the location of this if I'm DJ, because it's on the backside of the bag. I don't have to worry about that runner coming into me as the throw is going into the runner.
Yeah, that's a great point. Outside on Eric Hosmer. He gave the Padres a 2-0 lead yesterday, blasting a home run to center field off of Tyler Anderson. And that's a good looking fastball for a strike, bottom of the zone. It's one of the things you look for really with any pitcher, but especially with Big John and German Marquez? Are they down with their fastball?
And also for John, out of the stretch immediately. But I think that's the other thing. Sometimes out of the stretch, you have a tendency to try to rush home. You leave your arm behind, don't get the ball down.
Tony Walters came popping out of the chute just in case Pirela wanted to move up.
Pirela's just 4 for 7 stealing bags. I'm not sure they would send him. If you're thinking of Andy Green, do I want to try to send him or keep that hole open between first and second with the lefty and Eric Hosmer up? I think that's what he's thinking more than a steal.
Could be. When he lifts the baseball, he goes to the left center field gap pretty frequently. I think a Hosmer, I know, will hit some home runs, but I think of it as more of a gap-to-gap guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why that ball he hit out to dead center last night, because there was a couple balls in that game that didn't go out. Nolan's in particular to center field, and then obviously Chris is at the end of the game.
By Colorado standards, kind of a heavy air night. 3-1 on Hosmer, who has 27 doubles this year. It's been a tough out at Coors Field, a career .455 hitter here. Get through that elusive first inning.
Please.
The elusive clean first inning, I should say. That's a good sign for finish on the fastball. The reason I say that, Jeff, and I know you know where I'm going with this, is 3-1 is get the barrel out count. I mean, that's a hitter's count.
I'm not going to get cheated.
Yeah, and he was tardy in a fastball count against a fastball.
It's a good life on that from John. 5th pitch in the Subaru strike zone.
Pirela takes off, and this is popped up. Pirela will get back. He saw the flight of the baseball. Trevor makes the catch, 2 outs, as we take a look at the defense brought to you by First Bank. Well, there's Ian Desmond. I want to give Ian a little bit of love. Desi, you know, it's been 2 years now at a new position. He's made only 4 errors all year, and he's made a number of sparkling plays. He's been really steady, and sometimes he gets overshadowed naturally by the Gold Glove of Arenado, the Gold Glove of LeMahieu, and the future Gold Glove for Trevor Story. And that kid behind the plate can really catch. And Tony Walters. There's Nolan. Here's Corey Spangenberg, and he lifts this ball to center field. Pretty well hit. And this is off the base of the wall. Pirela around third. He gets a green light. Throw is not going to come home. Well, it came home late. A double by Spangenberg, and it's 1-0 San Diego. And I hate to say it, but you know, you do have to report the facts. The Rockies had a .770 first inning ERA coming in, and they give up another first inning run. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, 24 RBIs for Spangenberg at the base of the wall. You know, with 2 outs, Trevor didn't get a good grip on this as he's trying to throw it in. Kind of bobbled it a little bit, but you mentioned that .770 ERA in the first. That's the second highest since 1974 in all of baseball.
2000 Texas Rangers for the year had a .789 ERA. Dougie, do me a favor, look up how Texas did that year, because you're talking about a high quality team in the Rockies, and yet the first inning has been just rough. There's no other way to describe it. Here's Hedges, 0-1. And for folks at home, and we see this on you know, Twitter universe and etc., the Rockies have, with Steve Foster, with Buddy Black, with Darren Holmes, done numerous different things to try to counter whatever the issue's been in the first inning. It's not like
they're just doing the same
they're
thing.
unaware of it. Obviously, they're on top of everything.
You got some guys that have been in the game a long time, so they've seen a lot. But sometimes you just can't explain something. And I think this is one of those cases where you it's hard to explain. They've done that out in the bullpen where they've acted like they're pitching the first inning out there. So when they come out here, it's the second inning.
They have addressed it in numerous ways, and it's just an odd deal. That's it. Nolan will catch it. 2000 Rangers, by the way, not like the 2018 Rockies. The Rockies are a good team. The Rangers that year went 71 and 91. 1-0 San Diego. Where's Spilly to identify the different dog species?
That's what I'm missing tonight.
We are going to miss Spilly tonight. The batting order presented by Southwest looks like this tonight. Buddy will have Charlie Blackmon leading off, then DJ batting second. Cargo against a right-hander. He's a fixture in the 3 spot. Then Nolan at 309. Trevor Story next. Gerardo Parra is in there in left field, batting 6th. Ian Desmond, Tony Walters, John Gray to face a young man making just his 3rd big league start. His first start, very good. The second start for Jacob Nix, he didn't get out of the first inning.
Yeah, 2/3 of an inning against Arizona. 5 hits, 5 earned runs for Nix, and 42 pitches in those 2/3 of an inning. His fastball, it's a spiked curveball, so he really gets that finger out and tries to rotate it over the top, changeup and slider.
There's a base hit up the middle for Charlie on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Charlie had 2 hits last night. Good start.
I like the aggressiveness by Charlie.
Tonight's defense is brought to you by First Bank, and they have had to mix and match in second and third. They were experimenting with Will Myers. We showed you he got hurt during pregame, taking a ground ball off the nose. So Spangenberg, who was originally at second, goes to third. Perella was not in the lineup, and he goes to second.
So they might have 2 guys down tonight on their bench then.
Well, and I know what you're referencing. Villanueva, Christian Villanueva. Remember, he took that hard ground ball off his finger?
Yeah, last night when he tried to field a ball the wrong way.
It's on his middle finger on his throwing hand, and he really can't throw today. Andy Green, before the game, said he is available off the bench. You can adjust that top hand a little bit. It's a little easier if the forefinger is the one that you kind of hold straight out than the middle finger. So we'll see if he is truly available or not. I think Andy Green's going to announce that to the world at 4:30. I like what DJ did there. He kind of put the bunt in the mind of Spangenberg. 1-1. And by the way, we should go to that because DJ last night, Buddy had him bunt in the 8th inning, first and second, nobody out. And, you know, it was debated afterward. Buddy was asked about it, and he said it came from me. And his thought process, and I agree with this. First and second's a tough situation. Ground ball could be a double play. DJ
hits it to a fair amount.
As good a hitter as he is, he does hit into double plays. That's number one. In that situation, you're down a run. yeah, you're going to lose Nolan, but behind it you have Trevor Story, who's had an extraordinary year and is very difficult to double up with his speed. And then behind him, Cargo. You like that on paper. It didn't work out. There goes Charlie, and no throw. He's going to swipe that bag easy.
That'll be the 7th stolen base for Charlie. Good jump. Hedges could not find the handle. Even on a high pitch, he had the bobbles. So he just went ahead and ate it. 3-1 count now to DJ. Good jump. 67th stolen base for the Rockies as a club.
It's 3-1 on LeMahieu. Quick pressure on Jacob Nix. And this ball tomahawk to deep right and foul. So it'll be 3-2. What was your take on?
No, I was going to finish that off, and yeah, I like it because the reason being, yes, you're going to lose Nolan's bat. Nolan has 87 RBIs. Trevor 84 RBIs. All-star. Tough to double up, as you said. The other thing too is it puts some pressure on the defense just to make that play. We saw Arizona won a ball game last night when the opposing pitcher Cam Bedrosian threw the ball down the left field line on a bunt. Plus, if you're at third with just 1 out, so many more chances to score. Wild pitch, pass ball, a lot of different things. Air, hit by pitch. I want to have 2 chances to do it because here's the deal. I know if DJ hits the ball last night and hits into a double play, I still think they might walk Nolan. Now we were talking with Buddy again today, and it's like, listen, that was a baseball play. In the 5th or 6th inning, no way. I'm not doing it.
8th inning, down a run, middle of your order. That didn't work out. That doesn't mean it was a bad play. This is on the ground to second. Perella will throw out DJ, and LeMahieu does his job. A lot of guys are uncomfortable with 2 strikes, still staying inside the baseball and letting it get deep. Not DJ.
Nope. Hey, For the Win is brought to you by Pizza Ranch. And for the Rockies, let's laugh it up a little bit. They have not scored more than 5 runs at home. That's 15 ball games since July 13th when they beat Seattle 10-7. Score a few more runs per game against the Padres, get that average up. Finally, the other day in Atlanta, they broke the taco streak out on the road. Now they need to do it at home.
Here's Cargo. And this is dropped into shallow left. It'll land harmlessly for a base hit, and it'll tie up the baseball game. So Charlie comes trotting home, and that's a manufactured run. Charlie a single, a stolen base, moved up on DJ's right side ground ball, and we're back even.
A little jam shot to left on the Subaru Supermo by Cargo. Drops it in though for his 53rd RBI. This is where you really wish you could give somebody some credit. You know, DJ's going to be 0 for 1 on the night, but he gets a lot of that credit for that RBI for Cargo, just moving the runner over on selfish baseball.
Great play.
It is a great baseball play, but you get nothing for it personally as a player.
Except the long admiration, as you know, of your teammates.
Exactly. I mean, and that weighs a lot more for you, and it has a lot more measure. But at least something in the record book, in the
statistically,
stat yeah. Because this game is all about that.
I wonder if baseball will ever change that, and it could be an official scores rule. Like, you know, if a guy moved up and it didn't, you topped the ball to third base and the guy moved up, you don't that doesn't count. But if you clearly, as he did, work inside the baseball to the right side, it counts as a sacrifice and not an at-bat.
Just something to reward the guy.
Well, I think all your brethren would be down with that. 3-0 on Nolan. Three and one. Shot there early in the game, or any part of the game, giving Nolan a green light.
He was also just checking with Jerry Meals, making sure that was going to be a strike called. Jerry said, yep.
It's a bouncing ball to second. That goes off of Perella's chest, and the issues continue at second base for the Padres. I don't want to pick on Jose, but you know that's a tailor-made double play. That's rough.
But again, just notice how he's trying to catch that ball. It is just a really defensive position. I mean, he's really fighting it right now, not even looking at that ball go in, and it hits on the outside portion of his glove. Kind of goes back that, you know, people always say, well, just put him at this position or just do that to this guy in the infield. It's okay. No, it's free outs if you're the opposing team.
Now, Perella's had more starts than any other Padre at second, 63 of them now. But that wasn't pretty, and now Cargo's in scoring position for Trevor.
Trevor has 45 two-out RBIs, which leads all of baseball by 7.
Story last night, a rare 0-for. Trevor was 0 for 4, though he lined out twice, once to left and once to right. Just the second time he's been held hitless in the last 17 games. How about that? And it was the first time he didn't reach, period, since August the 2nd.
16 games in that stretch.
Just underscores more and more, you know, Buddy deciding that he wanted to move the runners with the bunt and put it in the hands of Trevor Story. Why not?
The last month and a half, he's been hitting 350. But those pitches that Stammen threw to him were good. I was talking to Trevor around the cage today. He goes, you know, the mistake I made was not hitting that very first pitch he threw to me. But he said after that, he goes, I thought I was on those 2 that I swung through, and then they just disappeared.
That last sinker he threw was a great.
It was.
It's the ultimate Monday morning sport, Monday morning quarterbacking sport. 1-2.
I think the biggest thing people were saying, well, you took the bat out of Nolan's hand. Yeah, you don't think that thought went through Bud's mind? He's thinking 3 steps ahead of everybody else. But the odds and where you're at, that's why he made the decision.
DJ came back to the dugout and told Buddy that he appreciated that strategy. He was glad he got the bunt signed.
Didn't work out last night. Today's a new day. Already scored 1 to get that run back that the Padres scored in the top half of the first.
2-2 on Story. Yeah. If you're going to go, if you're going to bring me to bark in the park, you better give me a dog also, as in a hot dog.
Sam, what are you doing with that dog? Sam Porter, who's works in the Rockies office, and he brought his dog today.
Broken bat roller to third, and Spangenberg will throw out Story. In the inning, the Rockies had a couple hits. They get a run, and we're tied at 1 as we go to the second.
fun he is in the clubhouse. And today I found out another reason just why. So take a look at this. Cargo, no one around the clubhouse to call guys monkey. And in the Dodgers series, somebody left this monkey mask at his locker. He started wearing it all around the clubhouse, even in the shower, surprising guys. And as I mentioned, it was in that Dodgers series, which the Rockies went 3 for 4 in, and then took it on the road with them to Houston and Atlanta. They went 5-1. He did not wear it last night when the team lost. Not saying that's why, but maybe. So it's kind of this good luck mojo. He wore it today, so that might have to do something with the way the game plays out today. Guys, do you agree with stuff like that? I mean, I know we talk about superstition quite frequently, but it's pretty interesting.
I think I just call it justitious. Okay, justitious. If it works, why go away from it? That is a creepy mask.
It is a creepy mask. That's a strikeout. That's the first of the night. First of, I'm sure, several tonight for John Gray as he gets the shortstop Freddie Galvis. Gonna bring up Franmil Reyes.
We're so used to John throwing the slider. This is the curveball right over the top and just dropped it on the backside there to Tony. Just 5 strikeouts away from 500.
Reyes swings through a fastball. Well, John, with his breaking ball, either the curveball or the slider, produces the second most swings and misses of any pitcher in baseball. 0-1 on Reyes, and another fastball beats him. 0-2.
He's got 222 swings and misses with his breaking pitches.
I keep in mind he missed a couple of starts when he was sent out to Albuquerque. John 9-7 on the season, and the 1-2 top foul. They settle on a pitch, and it looked like the slider. 2-2. And that's inside. 3-2.
Those 2 sliders he overthrew. They were identical pitches. Rotated too much. Going back to it again, though.
And he lost it.
5, 6, and 7 on the Subaru strike zone. All 3 were sliders.
And and he was unable to get on top of either one of them. He was ahead 0-2 on Reyes, and a rare walk from Gray. So with 1 out, Reyes down at first base. That'll bring up the center fielder Manuel Margot.
39 walks is all for John in 135 innings.
Margot a couple hits last night in the 4-3 Padres win. Just their 16th win in their last 56 games. And 2 pitches now low in the zone, and Tony's going to jog out to the mound. John's missed 5 straight pitches, actually 6 straight pitches, which you just don't see from him. It's one of those, he's one of those guys who, with the rare combination to accumulate a lot of strikeouts and not walk people.
It's close to 3.5 to 4 strikeouts per walk.
Yeah, it's above 4, this year.
Yeah, in his career. real close to
Yeah.
that.
Slowly hit, and they'll get the force at second. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Nix, the pitcher. Fans, send us your thoughts, comments, and photos. Use Twitter, include the hashtag ToyotaTalk. Here's the kid out of Fullerton, California, Jacob Nix. And he swings rather late and fouls it toward the Rockies dugout. Jacob Nix was originally drafted by the Astros in the 3rd round out of high school. It was also the same year that they drafted Brady Aiken. And they couldn't sign Aiken. You remember that?
Yeah, he failed his physical.
And they were going to slot more money to Nix, and things didn't work out. Eventually a grievance was signed and they settled that, and he ended up going to the IMG Academy, which is a really famous, well-known high school for athletes down in Bradenton, Florida. There's a strikeout, and did a postgraduate season there, and then the next year went in the 3rd round to the Padres, actually signed for a lot more money, and that's why you see him with San Diego. Rockies and by Bonfils Blood Center, it takes all types to give blood. And by Wells Fargo, Wells Fargo's customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Bark at the park night. Nothing better.
There's not.
Did you see the size of that dog in the background? It was a Great Dane. It was taking up like 7 seats. Here's Parra. Gerardo came off the bench with a single last night in the 8th inning after Charlie's single, or before Charlie's single, I should say. (1-0) and the fastball's up top. 2-0. It'll be Parra, Desmond, and Walters in the Rockies half of the second on a most pleasant Wednesday night. That's a strike. Temperature in the mid-70s.
A bit warmer than last night, about 15, 18 degrees warmer than last night.
Ball was not traveling last night, even though there were 3 home runs hit. Those balls were just smashed. And this is hooked to first. Hosmer to Nix, 1 out. Fans, when the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the following day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Live Monster Taco Bell. Ian Desmond at the plate. 19 home runs. He's driven in 67. He was 0 for 4 last night. The Rockies were limited to 7 hits.
Well, 4 through 7 last night were 0 for 16.
One and 0. Finish the thought on Nix and his postgraduate year at the IMG Academy. That is a hotbed for athletes. It's really expensive, but there are a ton of scouts there when it comes to collegiate scouts in football, basketball, and baseball. You get an education and you spend a good part of your day training for your sport.
Well,
and it originated with the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy there in Bradenton, and now it's grown into really an elite high school.
Well, if you have the $40,000 or $50,000 to go there for a year, then that's what you can do.
And that's how he ended up there, because when he filed that grievance with Houston and they settled, he took some of that money to pay for that PG year at the IMG Academy.
Well, because he couldn't go to UCLA. The NCAA ruled that, well, he was a professional, so there was some question there. And I think he just got tired of fighting it.
That's ball 4. So Desi draws a walk with 1 out in front of Tony Walters.
But he just got caught up in the backwash of the Brady Aiken not signing, and so they lost all that slot money. So he was supposed to get about $1.5 million, and then that didn't work out.
Yeah, if you're paying full freight at IMG, it's $68,500 plus your sports fees.
$68,500 a year.
Yep.
That's crazy talk.
I know. It's over $70,000 when you're all in.
So if you send your kid there as a freshman, just shy of $300,000 to go to high school.
Well, and you're almost banking at that point on you're going to spend your college money on high school, hoping that your kid gets enough of a scholarship wherever he goes that it'll be a lot less to go to college.
You're still going to spend
that, or that you get signed in baseball, you get signed right out of high school. Now, football obviously is a different deal, but they get a number of kids drafted every year out of IMG. And they have phenomenal facilities, and their coaching staff is littered with, guys that played and coached at high levels. 2-1.
I'm just dumbfounded right now by that price tag.
Well, his son is doing great there, and verbally committed to Vanderbilt recently. Jack O'Dowd, Dan's son.
Really, what you're doing is you're banking on your future with that, and you're practicing more on your sport each and every day, and you're still going to school.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's a fine academic school too. Yeah,
it's not like you're just saying, okay, we're going to practice 8 hours a day and go to school for an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. No. It's a very good school also.
I'm just glad my kid never approached me about going there. I had to say nope. Chaparral High School is just fine for you guys.
Down the line, extra bases for Tony Walters. Desmond heading towards third. Long run for Reyes. Desmond's going to score easily. Here goes Tony. Another triple for Tony, 3 bounds. And the ball gets away. For a moment, he'll head back. His 4th triple of the year. The Rockies take a 2-1 lead.
Now 20 RBIs now for Tony. Like a splitter that was up on the Subaru Supermo, rips it past Hosmer, who had just come off the bag. And that walk allowing Desi to reach first. He motors all the way around. to score easily, give the Rockies a 2-1 lead, and then an errant throw. The only thing that helped the Padres is Travis Jankowski was backing up third. The left fielder was backing up.
Last night, 4 through 8 in the order was a combined 1 for 20. That was Ionetta's home run. Good to see early production at the bottom of the order. Gray, good quality swing there with the infield in, trying to help his own cause. 1 out.
That was a good pitch to try to do that. You saw the location on the Subaru strike zone just away from John, allow you to get the arms extended. Those are the baseballs that you can hit in the air.
That's a good pitch. 1 and 2. 4 triples for Walters. The club record for triples by a catcher in the season, Miguel Olivo had 6 back in 2010. Good job by John. Stayed back on the curveball. Joe Girardi had 5 back in the Rockies' inaugural season, and in 2015, Nick Hundley had 5.
That's just in 142 at bats for Tony.
So Gray goes down. There's 2 outs, and Charlie will try to drive in Tony Walters. It's the first strikeout for Jacob Nix. This skips away. Here comes Walters. He's going to score on a wild pitch by Nix, making 3-1 Colorado.
That's what you're going to get sometimes with the kid's just 22 years of age. Making his first road start ever. His first few starts in the big leagues were at Petco.
Thank goodness it didn't hit the pitch back.
Yeah, pitch back's not good. It went up high off the netting.
Blackman a single. And now another single. 2 for 2 for Charlie. 4 for his last 6. What did I say at the top of the broadcast? Taylor was talking about the offense. You know, the Rockies have been, below where you'd expect them to be, particularly in the second half. It's kind of been an ongoing conversation for a good portion of this year. And I look to Charlie and DJ in particular, and they came in hitting in the mid-270s. In the case of DJ, he's at 278. And you say, really solid averages, but you know that there's more in there.
Well, as you like to say, too, you just go to the back of the bubblegum card. And it tells you
Charlie with 300 hitters.
That's right. Charlie with his historic numbers from last year. DJ batting champ. I mean, and now, as you said, 275, 278 coming into the game. And just to kind of further that point, too, Charlie in the second half hitting 237. DJ in the second half 269. So those numbers are going to go up. Charlie 237. Are you kidding me?
Well, it's like a stock. You in a perfect world, right? You buy low and sell high. I'm buying those guys. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, they're in this 8-game hit streak for DJ. Those 2 home runs that he hit in Atlanta, or the 5 RBIs that he had during the streak.
Charlie has stolen base last inning. That run he scored, his 90th of the season, which leads the National League. Last year he scored 137. Actually, the run he scored in the first inning was 91. He scored his 90th last night. We'd love to see a night, really a series of nights, Huey, where the Rockies produce kind of a relentless offensive attack, where it's, you know, run here, a couple runs here, 4 in an inning, and you add it up at the end of the night, and they go on one of those stretches where they're scoring, you know, 7 to 10 runs an evening. They're perfectly capable of doing that. And at home too. This kid's starting to nibble a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah.
3-1.
Well, it's because when he's put it in the heart of the strike zone, it's been hammered.
See if Charlie goes. He does, and this is back up the middle, and it worked out perfectly for San Diego because Galvis had the bag. They kind of reversed their coverage with DJ's propensity to hit the ball to the right side. 2 in the inning, 3-1 Rockies. All right, how many National League West teams will make the postseason? Last year there were 3. And I think if you asked this question 2 months ago, even 6 weeks ago, you'd probably say, well, there's only one team that's going to come out of the West. The way the teams in the East were playing and the teams in the Central were playing, at least at the top of the division. Now,
I say 2.
Now it's considered, yeah, I think 2 is a real safe bet. I should say safe, but you know what I mean. A reasonable bet. Let's take a look at the National League playoff picture right now. The Rockies began the day a game and a half out in the West and a game out for the final wild card. St. Louis and Milwaukee currently holding those spots. Again, big series this weekend when the Cardinals come a-calling.
And Milwaukee already beat Cincinnati today 4-0.
You know who's on the hill? That guy nobody hits. Peralta.
Again?
Yeah, nobody hits him.
He's like, well, I can't compare him to Jacob DeGrom. That's not fair to Jacob.
No, he's not. No, but it's really weird. He just does not give up hits. Guys have trouble picking him up. Jose Perella's at the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first and would score on a 2-out double by Spangenberg to center field. 0-1. 1-1. Peralta went 7 innings today for Milwaukee, gave up just 3 hits. Line foul. Cargo's going to have to go retrieve that baseball. And good news for fans. Somebody's going to get that baseball. He's mellow right now. wonder how many dogs are in the house tonight. We'll get the count later on. Ground ball through the left side. Base hit for Perella.
Perella dusts himself off from that big wide turn. I'll tell you, you can enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
So here's Eric Hosmer. He had a little pop-up to short his first time. Rockies leading 3-1, top of 3. And this one's popped up and maybe playable for Nolan. Tough play, and he makes it. Another gorgeous play by Nolan Arenado. Those two right there had a up-close view of it.
I can't tell you how incredibly difficult this is from the position that he started. But when you're looking directly over your head, trying to figure out where the ball is, a lot of times you have the tendency to not reach out far enough. You kind of alligator the arm because the depth perception is so hard to pick up on that ball.
Here's Spangenberg. He doubled off the center field wall his first time, and that's a strike on the outer edge.
Another look on the Subaru Supermo.
Got it on the heel of the glove.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to judge with depth perception when you're looking at the ball coming over the back of your head.
Good breaking ball. 0-2 on Spangenberg.
Now if I were to try to do that, I'd just get dizzy.
Now you get hit in the top of your noggin, right? You go Jose Canseco.
That's right.
Two outs and a 2-strike count on Spangenberg. Been swinging it well in August. There goes Perella, and that was weird. Tony must not have had a grip because
he
was a pitch
by
out.
A mile. Was it a pitch out or just a high pitch? Either way, it acted like a pitch out.
Let's see if it was a pitch out. Well, no, Tony just wanted it up.
He just didn't have a grip. I mean, Perella would have been out by a country mile.
Good block. 2-2. This is where John has really improved. Runners in scoring position and 2 outs. John is 5th in the National League in lowest batting average allowed, just 137. You know who's on top of that list? Guy who's going tomorrow afternoon, Kyle Freeland, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Freeland's allowed the rest of the league to hit just 0.94.
Well, Chacin on that list too.
He's had a terrific year for Milwaukee. Aaron Nola, you know, he's in the Cy Young conversation. Max Scherzer's Max Scherzer. 2-2. Andy Green was asked today by somebody in the traveling media party with the Padres as to why he chose Spangenberg to hit behind Myers and Hosmer. Now Myers was a late scratch, and now it's Perella and Hosmer. And he said, listen, he gives you quality at bats seemingly every time he comes up, and he felt like he'd be the best protection. That's why he's hitting cleanup tonight. Battling here, 2-2, and that looked like strike 3.
Come on, Jerry. It's right at the bottom of the Subaru strike zone.
So again, I don't understand. It's hard to call balls and strikes. I understand that, but when there's an emphasis on working down in the zone and an emphasis on moving the games along at a more rapid rate, you got to call strikes like that, don't you?
Yeah.
This is lined right at Parra. He'll come on, grab it, and continue on to the dugout. No harm done with Perella at second base. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Colorado leading the Padres 3-1. Another fancy play by that Gold Glover.
Rockies on top 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. And the guy who drove in the first RBI, Carlos Gonzalez, up to bat, which will bring us to the Coors Timeless moment in case you missed it. Yesterday, a young boy named Daryl through the Make-A-Wish Foundation had his wish granted, and that was to meet Carlos Gonzalez and stand with him during the national anthem. Talking to Cargo about this last night after the game, he said it actually isn't the first time that someone's wish was to meet him, and he said it's just so humbling to think that these kids get the chance to do anything and they want to meet me. He said it's just so crazy, and I think they couldn't have picked a better guy to handle that situation. So good with the kids, and I had tears in my eyes watching it because he meant so much to that little boy, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome to see that young man and to see him beaming like that. You bet. 2-1 on Cargo.
That's touching.
And another curveball dropped in there. 2-2.
In the heart of the Subaru strike zone. Both the second pitch and the fourth pitch with a curveball. That's a spike curveball.
Cargo may have bought
Yeah, he did.
a second life there, as that was in the strike zone. Three and two. Cargo leading off. Rockies up 3-1. And that's bounce foul. Hicks, a 22-year-old, rated the 10th best prospect at the start of the year in the Padres deep chain. And that's a one-hopper right at the third baseman, Corey Spangenberg.
Does he get a higher defensive zone rating for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Wow, he got to a ball all the way over on the second base side of the diamond. One out, that'll bring up Nolan. He grounded to second. His first time up. He takes a strike. Nolan last night was 1 for 3. He had an RBI double. That was that ball he hit to deep center field that Margot got in the neighborhood.
And then he hit her footsteps.
Yeah, just didn't haul it in. I think Nolan thought he hit it out. The ball did not travel last night. Chris Iannetta, by the way, if you're wondering, did he think he got all of it on the what turned out to be the 27th out? Felt like he got it a little bit toward the end of the bat. He's so dang strong, though, that he nearly hit it out in one of the deepest portions of the park.
Bud had a funny answer today when he was asked about it. You know what his thoughts were. He goes, well, I didn't think he got it at first, and then I thought, well, maybe he did, and then he didn't. So it was no, yes, no. That was his answer.
He said at first he said it sounded good, but I thought he hit it toward the end of the bat, and then I'm watching the fly to the ball and I'm saying, yeah, he got it. And then I was watching Renfroe run after it, and I could tell he had a beat on it, and I go, no, it's not going out. No, yes, no. Well, from where we were sitting, I thought he got it.
Yeah, Renfroe going back on, I couldn't quite tell from his reaction. Sometimes outfielders are a tough judge. Remember right before that, the half inning before, Chris had taken that foul tip off his wrist.
And less than 5 minutes later, man.
Yeah.
Hit that home
He
run.
still looks, his wrist still looks like it has a golf ball underneath it from where he took that foul ball yesterday.
And Nolan hits it sharply to Perella.
Oh, we've been talking about Chris Iannetta's home run. Let's go back to the StatCast AI, and it's powered by AWS last night. 104 miles an hour off off the bat, 436 feet, and this was in the 5th inning last night to tie the ball game up.
I'm saying outfielders sometimes can give you misleading information. Hunter Renfroe ran to the wall, which, you know, is nice of him to do for his pitcher, but that ball landed like 75 feet beyond
but that's
the
what
outfield wall.
Sometimes when you're watching an outfielder, you can't tell what's going on. That was even more than a courtesy jog after it.
1-0 on Story. Drops a curveball in there for a strike. He's landing that curveball a little bit more tonight than he did in his first couple of starts.
I think he has
according to the
more
scouting report.
confidence in that right now than he does his fastball.
Yep, this one's down the left field line. Extra bases for Story. Long run for Jankowski, and Story will have yet another double. And for Trevor, his team leading 35th double of the year. Among the league leaders in that category.
Just an extra base hit machine.
Well, he leads the National League in total bases.
Pulls the hands in, rips it past the glove of Corey Spangenberg, 104 miles an hour off the bat.
Here's the doubles leaders, tied with Freddie Freeman, right behind Freddie's teammate Nick Markakis. How about Matt Carpenter? Kidding me? 34 doubles. He's got 34 home runs.
All since he started taking the salsa out on the road.
Is that what the key's been?
Yeah, he makes his own salsa, so he took it out on the road. That's, look it up, Google it. We have this new invention, Google.
Next, you're going to tell me I can push some buttons on some sort of device and find out even more information, right?
You know we landed on the moon?
I heard that. 1-0 on Gerardo. 2-0 on Parra.
Yeah, so anyway, Matt Carpenter said he took this salsa that he made, took it on the road, I think it was to Chicago, and ever since then he's just been off the charts.
What's my weakness?
Chips and salsa and guac.
That's my weakness. I'm going to have to find out about this Carpenter recipe. 2-0 on Gerardo. Nick's going to step off the rubber. 3rd inning, he's already thrown 67 pitches. Could be an early bullpen night for the Padres. The Rockies hope so. This is a bloop to center, but it'll be handled by Margot for the 3rd out. So Story left at second base. We are through 3 innings at Coors Field. The Rockies have a 3-1 lead.
Scoreboard recognition and more. Call today for more information. That's the moon, Drew.
We landed on the moon some years ago.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I don't think you can take a group of 20 or more up there. I don't know.
And you want to know what? I don't know yet if on the moon you can get internet service. Wi-Fi.
Why? No, not happening.
No.
Then I'm out.
So you can't.
I'm not going.
You can't Google. Austin Hedges at the plate, and that pitch is inside, ball one. John looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He usually piles up the 1-2-3 innings. Hasn't had one yet tonight. Gave up the run in the first inning, and this will be well, not that easy to play unless you're DJ LeMahieu.
He made it look easy.
He made it look easy. It was not. He was shaded heavily up the middle. Gets Hedges, one gone. That'll bring up the shortstop Freddie Galvis. This is worthy of another look.
Well, and because he has to reroute, he starts to go over. If he thinks I'm going to be able to get it on the short hop, he was wrong, so he took an extra step going back. It's counterintuitive what infielders are taught. You're always taught to come get the baseball. He knew that that wasn't the best option.
Here's the 0-1 on Freddie Galvis, and that is kind of a half-hearted swing because I didn't see it, and then I was beat. Wow, I'm mad at myself. It's 0-2.
All of the above.
Have you been there, Huey?
Oh my goodness, too many times.
One and two. Freddie's playing in his 292nd consecutive game. You played with the Iron Man Cal Ripken. This is the longest stretch going in baseball, consecutive games. And Galvis lines it at Ian Desmond, 2 outs.
That's a lot of games in today's standards.
I'll bring up Franmil Reyes, who fell behind 2 strikes. Swung through 2 fastballs in the mid-90s and then somehow worked out a walk. The only walk allowed by John.
Got ahead with 2 fastballs in that at bat.
And he goes curveball for a strike. So DJ made that nice play a moment ago. One of the ways that you and I know I can speak for you on this, like to rate infielders is visually, because I don't think any of the metrics, UZR, DRS, because so much depends on positioning and they maybe give a feel, but they're certainly not comprehensive for me defensive metrics. So I look at how many chances a guy has, and DJ averages 3.09 assists per 9 innings. That leads all major league second basemen.
The other thing I look at too is, can he go to his left? Can he go to his right and make all the plays? It's not just, well, he's got to shade up the middle because he's better going to his glove side than he is to his backhand. It doesn't matter.
You have to have a high range factor if you're getting to more baseballs than anybody else. And you can say, well,
part of it might be your staff.
Yeah, they throw more ground balls. Okay, but you're number 1. Well, he's going to go full again on.
You just can't
Reyes.
land the slider to Reyes.
John takes a deep breath. Here we go, 3-2, and that slider he landed, and he gets a strikeout. Second strikeout, third strikeout of the night for Gray. A 1-2-3 fourth. The Rockies up 3-1. on. He's got his Broncos gear on. We're going to cut back to him in a couple innings, and he'll have his Avalanche sweater on.
Future's so bright, he has to wear shades.
Got that. No problem. Put the glasses on me. I'm good with that. Desi walked his first time up, and he's halfway to another walk. It's 2-0. The Rockies are seeing the baseball well against young Jacob Nix. And this ball's fouled off. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Rockies, a run on 3 hits for the Padres. Middle game of a 3-game set tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Freeland will have the rock against the Padres.
Joey Lucchese's on the hill for the Padres.
Another left-hander. He's visiting. Checking out the neighbors. Strike 3.
They painted the Subaru strike zone outside to Desmond on that pitch.
One out. Tony a triple to drive in Desmond back in the 2nd inning. Fourth triple on the season. Pretty impressive because Tony has just 142 at bats. That's in there. The only catcher in baseball with more triples this year is the Cubs' Wilson Contreras. He has 5.
Probably has 200 more at bats.
Yeah, you would think.
And Tony.
He has 380 at bats, so 200. What did you? How many more did you say? About 240 more. Is that what you said?
No, I said about 200.
Ball and 2 strikes on Walters, and that's just a little bit high. 2-2. Going to get an opportunity to talk about some of the moves in baseball. Daniel Murphy's now a Cub. Is Washington
They
put
just
up the
said
white
that
flag, huh?
I surrendered. Matt Adams.
He's back with the Cardinals. We'll see him potentially over the weekend. It was a waiver claim by St. Louis. So Washington has saved about $5 million. Now the Dodgers, it was reported, put in a waiver claim on Bryce Harper, and the Nationals naturally pulled him back. 2-2. And this ball is driven to right field fairly deep. And Reyes almost misjudged that. Had a lot of carry to it. 2 outs.
But going back to this, especially for Bryce Harper, so he's pulled back from the waivers after he was claimed. He had 48 hours. Once he's pulled back, then he can't be traded at all the rest of this year. And of course, he'll become a free agent at the end of the year. So, you know, Washington is holding on to him till the end of the year.
John Gray with 2 outs. It will be, I guess it's already been an interesting season for the Nationals. It will be a very interesting offseason for the Nationals, run by Mike Rizzo. You think all that talent and the fact that over these last several years they had not won a playoff series, and for a period there they were head and shoulders talent-wise better than anybody else in the National League East. Now the gap's been closed by Philadelphia and Atlanta.
Yeah.
But from a pure talent standpoint, at the start of the year, the Nationals had, no question, the most talent in that division, maybe more talent than anybody else in the National League. A 1-2-3 inning for Knicks in the fourth. So we move on to inning number 5. Rockies leading the Padres 3-1.
Field, great day to get some exercise. Bring your dog to the park and watch some baseball. Rockies currently on top 3-1. We're out in center field with some very special guests. We got Rookie the Golden, who's David Dahl's precious golden retriever, Kona and Benny, who are both Kyle Freeland's. All right, Kona, are you a Kyle Freeland guy? Give us a high five if you're a Kyle Freeland guy.
High five.
High five? Oh!
High five.
I swear he is.
High five.
Oh, he's a Kyle Freeland guy. We love it. So much fun out here, and the dogs are precious. I mean, this is the best day ever, I think, you guys.
Can you bring up like 8 or 9 dogs to the booth? Because we're dog lovers, too. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. Benny the Jet Rodriguez is Kyle Freeland's, and I think that would be, he would look real nice next to you, Drew.
That might win the best name award.
I agree, totally. So they call him Benny. I say, does that have anything to do with Benny the Jet? And Ashley, Kyle's girlfriend, said, of course, it's Kyle's dog, Benny the Jet. That's what it says on his name tag.
That's cool. Slider for strike 1 on Manuel Margot. Taylor Spilly's really jealous he couldn't be here tonight. Another slider, and this ball's in the air to left center field, and good communication there between Charlie and Gerardo. 1 out. Pitchers next, Jacob Nix. He struck out swinging his first time. 3 strikeouts tonight for John Gray. 497 in his career. He's averaged about 12 1/4 strikeouts per 9 innings in his career against the Padres in 13 starts, including, of course, that 16 strikeout performance a couple of years ago.
Overshadowing that game was Tom Murphy also having a couple home runs in the game.
So check this out, Huey. This year, in what, 3.5 starts?
Yeah.
John has struck out 62 Padres and walked 6. That's a 10-to-1 ratio. DJ's there. 2 outs. One of the things we've commented on lately about John, the strikeouts have always been something that jumped off the stat page at you. But John is getting a lot of quick outs these days on mishit ground balls, you know, and pop-ups, that sort of thing. And that's another reason he's been able to work really deep in ball games. And even tonight, you know, the first inning he ends up giving up a run, but there's 2 outs in the 5th inning, and he's thrown only 61 pitches.
5 out of his last 6 starts, he's gone at least 7 innings. The only other time was the game against the Dodgers, 5 2/3. But last start at Atlanta, 7. A couple starts prior to that at Milwaukee, 8, 7 1/3, 7, 7 1/3. That's part of the evolution, though, of a pitcher, a power pitcher in particular with John. I mean, that's what they did their whole career.
Yeah, and even last night, yeah, I know Tyler Anderson ended up getting the loss. That's a strike, 1 and 2, and he gave up a couple of home runs. But Tyler went 6 1/3, 4 runs. Again, you know, more hits than you'd like to see. He gave up 10, but he worked fairly deep by 2018 standards into the night, which again alleviates a big burden on your bullpen.
So the Rocky starters this year, 721 1/3 innings coming into tonight. That was the 3rd most in the National League and 6th in all of baseball.
That ultimately is hopefully what will carry this club to the postseason.
Well, that's a number that Bud, Steve Foster, Darren Holmes said they're extremely proud of.
They ought to be. Two and 2. Slice to Parra near the line. He's got it, and that is all for the Padres. Quietly, that's 8 in a row set down by the big Okie, John Gray. 3-1 Rockies. That is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Bark in the park night. Love it. Dogs rule. 0-1 on Charlie, who's got 2 singles tonight. 3rd time through for the Rockies. They have a 3-1 lead.
They need to add on here.
Let's see if they can break out a little bit. Rockies have won 8 of their last 10. Diamondbacks are already up 2-0 on the Angels. Trout is supposedly coming back this weekend. Justin Upton was just placed on the DL for the Angels. The Rockies go to Anaheim next week. And this is an easy play for Perella.
We just saw on the ticker behind us in commercial break too. Marcell Ozuna for the Cardinals just went on the DL. No truth to the rumor that Matt Carpenter is going on.
Carpenter keeps tearing it up.
That was a joke, folks.
Yep, DJ's 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of ground balls. So his last time up, he had a smash up the middle with Charlie running. And Freddie Galvis was covering the bag and kind of walked right into that. Otherwise would have been a base hit. Outside on DJ. Rockies against the Padres this year have an OPS of 689, which is almost 60 points below what their overall OPS is. We were talking earlier how the San Diego Padres have hit better against the Rockies than their average against everybody else. And this is an easy play for Perella as well. 2 outs.
Fans, you can enjoy the flexibility with the ballpark pass. A discounted ticket package lets you choose the games that fit your schedule and redeem from your phone right up until first pitch.
Two outs and Cargo at the plate. He dropped a single into left to drive in the Rockies' first run. One ball, no strikes on Carlos. 14 home runs, driven in 53. One and one.
Second and third time through for Nix. A lot of off-speed pitches. A lot of curveballs, changeups.
Challenge with a fastball there, in off the plate. 2-1.
Just doesn't have command of the fastball. More command of the secondary pitches.
He's retired 6 in a row. And that is just foul. Kind of a late indication by Nick Lentz.
Really waiting because he had to whip the head around real quick. And
good call.
Clearly foul.
Nick had to make sure he didn't get hit. And then you're right, whip the head around because that was coming off the bat somewhere between 105 and 110 miles an hour, I imagine.
And hooking.
Could be a line judge at Wimbledon.
That'd be hard. Thank you.
2-2 on Cargo. And this is on the ground to Spangenberg, and that's 3 weak ground balls to the right side, and the Rockies done in the 5th. They do have the lead 3-1 as we go to inning number 6. So good for John Gray. Gave up a first inning run, but Since that time, not much for the Padres. 3 strikeouts tonight, 67 pitches through the first 5. John ready to go against Jose Perella, Eric Hosmer, and Corey Spangenberg. 2, 3, and 4 for the Padres. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, and Taylor McGregor. That's at the knees for a strike on Perella. Reached down a fielder's choice in the first and scored the only run for San Diego. That came on a Spangenberg double. 2 of the 3 hits against John came in the first inning. Perella had a hit in the third. Padres 19 and 34 inside the division. The Rockies in the West 26 and 25. Including tonight 37 games left. Let me ask you this, Jeff Houston.
Yes.
The Rockies are 68 and 57. They're a game and a half out in the division behind Arizona. What is the number it will take in your mind to win the National League West?
37 games, including tonight.
No, what's the number
I know,
first?
I'm just,
okay.
Right, 37 games.
Yeah, the Rockies have 37.
Yeah.
2 and 2.
23 and 14. That'll get you to 91 wins.
So you say 91,
yeah,
and you'll be NL West champs.
I think so.
I'm going to say it's going to take 92. I'm right in there with you. I think 92 this year will be a really good number. Gray with his 4th strikeout.
4 strikeouts. That was the 2nd strikeout via the curveball tonight. Boy, dandy on the Subaru Supermo. 78 miles an hour. Took a lot off of that one. Got Perella on his front foot.
So, you know, if it's 23 wins for you, 23 and 14, if it's 24 and 13, you know, that's very doable. I mean, it's very good baseball, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it's about at the same level, maybe not quite as good as the Rockies. It's actually not quite as good as the Rockies just played over their previous, you know, 44.
And the reason I went with that too is that just the number of games that you have in the division. So those wins, you know, you beat the Arizona, you beat the Dodgers. Those sometimes count as 2 victories.
I think what'll be interesting is how the Giants hang in there the rest of the way. There's word out of San Francisco, Buster Posey may be done for the year, needing hip surgery. Good swing and a miss there from Hosmer, 1 and 2.
Dougie just did some work the last 6 years for the National League West winner. You know, obviously we know what the Dodgers did last year, 104 wins. But in 2016 it was 91. Year before that 92, 94, 92, 94. So it's right what we've been talking about. Yeah, so Buster might be done for the year. What about Andrew McCutchen? Is he going to be traded?
If it's going to happen, it's got to happen here in the next week.
Sure.
That just missed. 2 and 2. Ground ball to Nolan Arenado, and he's going to throw out Hosmer, his buddy from Team USA and the WBC.
But I like the footwork from Nolan on that ball, because he got the ball and then he shuffled his feet. It came up over the top. He didn't throw that flat-footed. Just watch this as he catches the ball. Something he's been saying I need to work on. Here's a little shuffle and then throw, and you have the momentum going towards first base, and it takes a little bit of stress off the arm.
Slider for a strike on Spangenberg. Ten in a row retired by the Gray Wolf. Here's pitch number 80 tonight. Good spot.
2 right at the knees on the Subaru strike zone.
Spangenberg, really the two hardest hit balls tonight off of Gray. The double to center field, and then a line out to Parra to end the third with a runner at second. Phil Maytone is up at the Padres pen, and that backdoor breaking ball is fouled off. Well, the Rockies want to stay hot at home. I know he's really hot. Goodman, they lost last night. True, but they've won 16 of their last 22 at home after an uncharacteristically poor first half at 20th and Blake, and they're on the best pace they've ever been on out on the road. They're 37 and 29 on the road. A strikeout will finish Spangenberg. John Gray getting stronger as the evening wears on. 5 strikeouts for John, 499 in his career, 3-1 Colorado. Look back. Well, this double by Corey Spangenberg in the first inning off the base of the wall gave the Padres a 1-0 lead. Jose Perella scoring. Cargo dumped a single in the left in the bottom of the first, and that brought home Chuck Nasty, who had singled earlier. How about this? A triple off the bat of Tony Walters brings home Desmond, who had walked, and then Tony would score on a wild pitch. That's all the scoring tonight, 3-1, and we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Drew Goodman, Jeff Hewson, Taylor McGregor on Bark in the Park night. Nolan is 0 for 2, 2 ground balls to second, and he swings and misses at Phil Mayton's first offer.
Phil was better in the first half, had a 2.49 ERA prior to the All-Star break, but then after in this 15 ball games, a 4.02. He's climbed his ERA up to 3.13 overall. Fastball slider from Phil.
Jacob Nix in his 3rd big league start, 5 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 5 hits, a walk, 2 strikeouts. And this ball line, right center field, it'll drop in front of Reyes. So lead single for Nolan. That'll bring up Story. Trevor doubled his last time up with 2 outs down the 3rd base line. Rockies unfortunately could not cash that in. Nolan with an 8-game hitting streak after that single. Story drives it right center field. And Nolan will go first to third. Second hit of the night for the Rockies all-star shortstop. Back in business here in the sixth.
Aggressive on that first pitch was Trev to hit it to right field on the fastball. Nolan cuts the back, puts some pressure on the outfield. Now you got some business working first and third. Two-seam fastball, inside out swing on the Subaru Supermo.
Here comes one of the most productive hitters the last 2 years with runners in scoring position. Keep in mind, Gerardo drove in 71 last year, and this year he's driven in 47. And he doesn't play every day. He's kind of like a third and a half outfielder, if you will. And he's watching David Dahl a little bit more lately. Of course, Dahl's so talented, but Gerardo has come through off the bench and given starts. Heck, he's second in the league in hitting with runners in scoring position, 359.
That Atlanta series, the Rockies were so good with runners in scoring position. They hit 400. They were 16 for 40 in that. You know, last night just 1 for 5. Since the break, it's 220 average as a club.
2 strikes. Story with the great wheels at first base. Parra's got to go into battle mode. Get the ball in play. Maton not extremely fast to the plate. It was a breaking ball, but it was around 145.
I was going to say that was a pretty good block from Hedges with that ball going to the back foot of Parra.
Hedges has one of the best throwing arms in baseball behind the plate.
About 25% of would-be base stealers.
1-2. And he went.
And he knew it.
That'll be up to Ian Desmond with 1 out. Rockies this year 6th in baseball hitting with runners in scoring position at 262. A year ago they hit 285 with runners in scoring position. They've been streaky. They were great in July and they struggled here in August. That's fouled off.
No, that's only 15, 17 points. That's a huge difference when you're talking with runners in scoring position. Mainly what it does is puts more pressure on the defense to make the play.
0-1, and again it's off the barrel but into the seats. Foul.
If I'm Trevor at first, I'm anticipating that slider down in the dirt right now. And the wind slider wasn't in the dirt. I'd consider it more of a slurve at 78 miles an hour.
Got to get that run home. First and third, nobody out. Now first and third, 1 out. Got to cash it in. At the very least. There goes Story, and no throw. Trevor will steal the bag.
That is number 18 for Trevor, closing in on the 2020 club. It's a good jump. Hedges gave the fake. He didn't want to throw it all the way through, with Nolan at third.
Infield comes in.
Yeah, pull him in now.
2-2. And Desmond hits this ball deep to right field. Raised back, and it is off the very top of the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Desmond heading towards third, and he is safe with a triple. And the Rockies lead it 5-1. 8th triple this year for Desmond. He came and looked like inches shy of his 20th home run.
RBIs number 68 and 69 for Ian. Well, he's saying, thanks, I got that ball up. Fastball with 2 strikes. That was about halfway up on that wall, then it just played like a pinball machine.
That was large. Tony Walters, Galvis will come home, and Desmond is out, going on contact. For 2 outs. Tony at first, and Gray will come up. 5-1 Rockies. Desi now is 69 driven in. Fist bump from Steve Foster. You always feel good when you finish your at bat with a couple RBIs, Huey, but I would think particularly so when you're 0-2.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, 0-2. You're just hoping, okay, let me just get the ball in play so I get at least that 1 run in. And then the bonus is, no, I got a base hit. I got 2 RBIs and a triple. We know what the numbers say, you know, well into just the 100s when you're behind in the count, especially with 2 strikes.
Misses to Gray. Desmond now tied for 2nd in the National League with those 8 triples. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Rockies. And Leighton misses there. It's 3-1.
For Desi too, other than the batting average, the home runs and the RBIs are right at his career numbers per year. Getting close.
Yeah, Desmond, when you look at the slow start and where he is, this ball's hit well to left, but it's going to stay in the ballpark as Jankowski goes back. He missed out by a grain. Big John looking for a 2nd career home run. 2-run triple for Ian Desmond, and a pretty slide into third base. Rockies now up 5-1. Tonight's Fun Cam is brought to you by the Lodge Casino, your first choice for fun. Rockies right now having more fun than San Diego. They're up 5-1 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. John Gray still out there, and he ought to be. John has retired 11 in a row. Austin Hedges, Freddie Galvis, and Franmil Reyes scheduled for the Padres. It'll be interesting after this half inning how many dogs rise for the 7th inning stretch.
Probably
random thought.
That is a random thought.
Hedges a line out and a ground ball to second. That dog's ahead of the class.
He's already ready. Oh my goodness.
This is a towering pop-up. Blackbit, Cargo, Blackbit. One out. That'll bring up Freddie Galvis. Tonight's attendance is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. And there's 28,966 folks in the park.
Does not include.
And we had a count on dogs last time. How many dogs do we have tonight? You got anything, Doug? Nothing yet? I want to say there was just shy of 1,000 dogs last year. Outside on Galvis. $12 in a row set down by the Gray Wolf.
Just looking at the pitches too for John now. 86 pitches. That's not too bad. He gets another 1, 2, 3 here. Go out for the 8th. Fastball velocity same as it here in the 7th as it was in the 1st.
Fly ball deep right field, and this one is fair, and it's a home run. So Galvis with his 11th of the year, that snaps a streak of 12 in a row set down by Gray, and it's a 5-2 game. I think of how important that 2-run triple was by Desmond.
The 11 home runs that Freddie Galvis has hit, 7 have come from the left side of the batter's box. They wanted that pitch away, and you see by Tony reaching across, his body didn't get there. And, Freddie Galvis, I think everybody in the ballpark knew it.
Kind of been an
second deck.
Yeah, there's been an ongoing conversation in San Diego, at least in the media. This is lined toward Cargo, can't get it, and he scooped it up on a hop. He's going to hold Reyes to a long single. That's a pretty play by Cargo. Going back to Galvis, been kind of an ongoing conversation in the media as you watch that again as to whether the Padres will bring him back. He's a free agent. I think a lot of people who watch the Padres every day, even though they have one of the top prospects in baseball in Fernando Tatis not far away, believe that they need Galvis going forward. Really steady glove, a little bit of pop.
We've already talked about too that he plays every day. It's not, well, I'll only play when I'm feeling well, or 95%. He answers the bell every day.
A big August with the bat with 6 home runs, 6 of his 11 here in the opening 3 weeks of the month of August. Based on where John is in the lineup and the back-to-back hard hit balls, his buddy comes out. And this is a conversation. I don't think this is to make a move, but now it's, hey, sell out here, empty the tank in the 7th, and we'll pick up the last 6 outs with your friends down in the bullpen.
Well, and I think that's wise for Bud to go out there and say, okay, that was 1 home run. Oh, he's going to the bullpen.
Yeah, you know what? He may have asked John how he felt. You know, John honestly may have said, you know what, I'm tired. So John will walk off, 6 1/3, strong innings. Song-Wan Oh will be next up. The top of the 7th inning, Freddie Galvis has hit a home run, and behind that, Franmil Reyes a base hit. So John Gray has been removed, and here is a reliable member of that Rockies bullpen, the newest member, Song-Wan Oh. And he is facing Manuel Margot. First pitch is up high, ball 1. On deck is Hunter Renfroe. As Margot hits in the 8th spot in the Padres lineup.
Oh, pitched an inning last night, gave up a hit, a walk, but also had 2 strikeouts. 21 pitches last night.
He's kind of laid claim with his work to that 7th inning on the plus side for the Rockies. 1-2.
Just kind of smooth things out down there. If you have him in the 7th, you go Otto in the 8th and Wade in the 9th.
Yeah, and sometimes in game around that 6th, 7th innings, there's a little bit of traffic. You'll see Oberg come out of the pen. Scott did a really nice job last night. 1-2 and a ground ball to DJ. There's one, no throw from Story. A little play by DJ that not all second basemen make. Some would say, you know what, I'm gonna my momentum's going to first. I'm gonna take the easy out there with the Rockies up by 3, but he gets the lead runner.
And the thing when you're doing this too is you say to yourself as you're going to this ball, catch the ball first. Because sometimes you want to make your spin happen before you actually catch the ball go off your gloves. So you remind yourself as you're going, okay, I'm probably only going to get one, catch it, make a good throw to second base.
You know how we always say, you know, you got to have a slow heartbeat in a big at bat, that sort of thing. What you're saying, you have to have a slow heartbeat defensively at times.
That's right. And what I just talked about a moment ago, all those thoughts go through your head in about a 1.5 seconds as that ball's hit to you.
The good ones, some of those thoughts, or a lot of those thoughts, happen pre-pitch. If it goes to my left, I'm going here. If it goes to my right,
and depending on how far you have to go to travel to get the baseball.
dangerous man in Hunter Renfroe at the plate. 26 home runs as a rookie a year ago. It's a Padres rookie record, in fact. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. And a 2-strike count.
Think we'll get the super duper slow curveball here.
Possibility.
Or the slider.
Fastball, or maybe it was a slide. Yeah, it was fastball. Had some cut to it, and Renfroe's got to go away. What a job by O, painting the outside corner. He got the 2 outs to close the book on the 7th. The Rockies leading 5-2.
Beanie, courtesy of the Colorado Beef Council and KOA News Radio. And you know, no, you don't get to take Charlie or Cargo home, but you get to take the Beanie home. That was a good, I like Cargo.
Cargo's all set for Halloween between that mask he was wearing earlier.
And the beanie.
Right, and then the Chuck Nasty beard. Speaking of Chuck Nasty, here he is to lead off the 7th against Miguel Diaz, hard-throwing right-hander. And his first fastball misses at 94. Got a slider, changeup to boot.
And split some time this year between AA San Antonio and AAA El Paso. The Chihuahuas of El Paso.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Kind of fits on today's, right?
Yeah, it does fit.
Bark at the Park night.
So John Gray goes 6 1/3, 2 runs tonight, and wants to strike out by O. And there's John Gray. Think he's not pumped up. First guy to greet O when he got to the dugout. 1-2 on Charlie. Found that slider off.
Just another solid performance from John.
Just really good. He's in line to get another win. He's in line to have his club win their 9th consecutive game when he starts.
And that would tie the franchise record that Baldo set.
2010.
He did that from May 15th to June 28th. Did a Baldo.
Blackman strikes out, and that'll bring up LeMahieu. DJ's 0 for 3. Yeah, final line for Gray. 6 1/3, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So he finishes a strikeout shy of 500. He still is going to reach. We assume he's going to strike somebody out in his next start, right? Is that a safe assumption?
That's a very safe assumption.
He will reach 500 strikeouts faster than any Rockies pitcher before him. And in fact, he's going to reach 500 strikeouts faster than just about anybody in the history of the game. I did not misspeak. 22 guys will reach 500 faster. This one, a top spin ground ball up the middle, a base hit for DJ.
It'll extend DJ's hit streak to 9 games.
Achieving More is brought to you by AT&T. Carlos Gonzalez through August 21st a year ago. You know, it was a tough go. It's about where he got hot a year ago. 245 last year, 840, just a 366 slugging percentage. He's just under 500 this year. The OPS way above where he was at this time a year ago. Drove in the Rockies' first run tonight. Super StatCast. When Cargo hits it on the ground, he's going to pull the baseball. That's why the shift is on. Typically, he's going to pull the baseball. So we're talking about the fastest to 500 strikeouts in Major League history. Some great names on that list. Dwight Gooden, #1. Yu Darvish is #2 on that list.
He did that back in 2014.
1-1. The late Jose Fernandez, Kerry Wood, Hideo Nomo.
There's some other names, you know, as we go down the list after this pitch.
That's a strike. 1 and 2.
6th on that list is the Dodgers bullpen coach now, Mark Pryor. Herb Score is 7th. Lincecum 8th. Steven Strasburg 9th. Noah Syndergaard. Here's one that really gets me. Oliver Perez is in the top 10.
Well, when he came up with the Padres, wicked stuff. 2 and 2. Jacob deGrom's 13th. He did it in 78 games. Tonight was Gray's 82nd game.
You're asking where's Roger Clemens? He's 15th. Frank Tanana tied for 19th.
I mean, every name on there is a name you know. 2 and 2. And Cargo to Spangenberg. Galvis not get double the month. 2 outs, 1 aboard for Nolan.
5-6 put out at second if we keep it score.
Let's see the Rockies get off that #5. It's been 15 straight games at Coors Field where they've scored 5 runs or less. Now they're 10 and 5 over those 15 because their starting pitching has been so stellar. Nolan a base hit his last time up. One and one.
For the Rockies out in their bullpen, you got the lefty and Jake McGee. The right-hander is Adam Ottavino.
I think if the Rockies, went up by, scored a run or two in this inning, you'd see McGee. I mean, he still may. But I think that was the thinking, getting both arms up.
Just in case.
And that's what.
Well, the other thing too,
if you get bigger separation, obviously, you don't always have to go to your Ottavinos, Davises to finish a ball game. You can keep them a little fresher.
Padres too, and I know the reverse splits for Jake, but Padres 3 of their 4 guys next half inning are left-handed hitters.
Andy Green. That's if he wants a pick there. Looks what he's signaling to his catcher, Austin Hedges. Outside, and Nolan walks. So Cargo will go to second, and here comes Story. Trevor, a double in the third, a single, stolen base, and a run scored in the sixth. Third full season for Trevor Story. Brought a career best 291 average into the ballpark tonight. 25-year-old from Irving, Texas. Good swing.
294 now as he steps to the plate.
Story with another extra base hit tonight. Look at that list. 66 extra base hits. He's just 2 away from Tulowitzki's team record back in 2011. He's going to have more than 80 extra base hits. I don't think there's any question about that.
You can book that one like you can book one more strikeout for John Gray. That's pretty much a safe bet.
And to give that number some context, last year Nolan had 87 extra base hits, and he played all but 3 games. The great Nolan Arenado, 309 average, 43 doubles, 37 homers, 87 extra base hits. He may be in that neighborhood. Crazy. 0-2. And he strikes out. So the Rockies will leave 2 on. They're up 5-2 as we go to the 8th.
Vino takes the mound. Now today exciting as yes, we have a big year to finish out, but 2019 schedule was released, and here are a few things to highlight. Opening day will be in Miami against the Marlins, and then opening day, the home opener in Denver, will be against the Dodgers. Now next year, the NL West will play the AL East, so the Rockies are going to go to the A's, or to the Rays, to the Red Sox, to the Yankees, and then they will have a home and away again with the Astros. And then at Coors Field, the Orioles, Blue Jays, and Astros, or Red Sox will come to town, as I mentioned. The Astros will come again. So a lot to look forward to. And then as far as spring training, another thing that was announced, Rockies and D-backs will play in Monterrey, Mexico, March 9th and 10th. During spring training, those are the only games we know as far as spring training is concerned. That full schedule has not been released yet, guys.
All right, Taylor, thanks very much. And here's Adam Ottavino facing Travis Jankowski. Rockies up 5-2 in the 8th inning. And it's an exciting schedule. You knew going into the season that next year the Rockies would match up with the American League East. You didn't know how it would shake out in terms of home and road. But cool for the fans to see Boston.
Sure.
And the Rockies will be in Boston also. They'll go to the Bronx. It'll be a challenging schedule anytime you play the American League East. Baltimore obviously having a down year. Toronto's having a down year. Tampa's kind of hanging tough.
First time the Rockies gone to Tampa since I think 2004.
Yeah, and it's just the second time ever. So they'll spend the opening week, spring training for 6 weeks, and then they'll go to Florida for another week.
Yeah, 4 games to open up down in Miami, and then 3 on the other side of the state.
Good schedule. 2-1, and Jankowski got tied up at Knox. 2-2.
Oh my goodness. This isn't fair.
That's what Jankowski's saying.
That slider's not fair.
It may be one of the nastiest single pitches in baseball. That's strike 3 on the outside corner. A fastball at 93. Jankowski out number 1 in the 8th.
Caught the Subaru strike zone. Got a pretty cool night coming up. It's movie night. It's presented by Securian Financial. It returns to Coors Field on Sunday, August 26, which is just around the corner with the postgame showing of The Sandlot. Buy the movie ticket package to watch the movie from the field and receive a Rockies movie night blanket at Rockies.com/movie.
That's a nasty slider. Took a left turn, touched the outside corner. Strike 1 on Jose Perella. That last strikeout by Otto, his 90th in 61 2/3. Is that any good?
It's better than good.
High fly ball to left field. Parra's got it. 2 outs. I'm going to bring up Eric Hosmer. The league hitting just 157 against Adam Ottavino this year. I still go back to right before the All-Star break. Otto had given up 3 hits at home.
It was like 3 for 50 something, 3 for 52.
3 hits at Coors Field in over half a season. And on the year, almost 38% of the guys he's faced had to drag their bat back to the dugout. 1 strike on Eric Hosmer. 2 strikes on Eric Hosmer.
I mean, Adam's not happy with some of the pitches he's thrown, but just watch some of the at bats, some of the swings that these guys are taking.
Was that a rare changeup from Otto?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell sometime with him because he'll take so much off of a pitch.
Oh-2. And that was really close to being strike 3 on Hosmer.
He was inside of the Subaru strike zone.
1-2. Jerry Meals, the crew chief. 6 1/3 from John Gray. Songwon-Oh got the last 2 outs of the 7th inning, and now there's 2 outs, nobody on here in the 8th. 5-2 Colorado. Year-old Eric Hosmer. Career year last year with Kansas City, 318, 25, and 94. 2-2. Got him. Another outstanding inning from Adam Ottavino. His 5th straight appearance without giving up a hit. Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls, only a Jack in the Box. Been a perfect night for baseball in the beautiful Mile High City. Gerardo Parra facing Miguel Diaz. 2nd inning of work for Diaz. And at the bottom of the 8th inning, his first pitch is hit to fairly deep center field, going back and making the catch is Margot. Long out off the bat of Parra. That'll bring up Ian Desmond, who tripled in 2 runs in the 6th.
Might have the biggest hit of the ball game with that 2-strike hit.
I don't think there's any question. Now it's time for the Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And it is Ian Desmond on a 2-2 count, launching a ball deep to right field off the top of the scoreboard. A 2-run triple, and that pushed the lead from 3-1 to 5-1. Freddie Galvis hit a home run the next half inning. 5-2 the score, 0-1 the count on Desmond. Had a nice weekend in Atlanta, driving in 7. As Rockies swept the Braves. And that's sharply hit into left field.
So 2 for 3 night for Ian.
Yep, he's been on 3 times. Also walked in his first at bat and scored. He's in a situation now where he's going to look to run, potentially.
Yeah, because you know that you're going to pinch hit in the pitcher spot right after Tony. Give a quick look on this first pitch for Diaz, see how quick he is to the plate. Of course, the coaches and Ian already know this information.
Tony swung it well tonight. A triple and a line drive to deep right. There goes Desi, and the throw is going to sail into center field. Desi will pop up And he'll be at third base. Throwing error by Hedges. You said Desmond knew the time. He was 1-3-6 to the plate, which is a time you could certainly run on.
So he jumped on it. 15 now stolen bases. And this is Austin Hedges' 8th error on the season.
Immediate pressure on the defense. If Tony can pick up that insurance run.
It's almost like a redeemer for Tony.
Yeah, his last at bat he fired early in the count.
Well, in the same situation, runner at third, Desi at third with 1 out, and he fired at the first pitch, a little one hopper to shortstop. They were going on the contact play. That's why sometimes you don't get the same redeemer in a game, and now he's got it back-to-back at bats.
And this time he's going to get the job done. Desi's got a tag, and here he comes, and here's the throw to the plate. It is not going to get it. It was cut off for some reason by Hosmer. If he lets that go through, it would be real interesting. Sac fly, and the Rockies lead it 6-2.
Well, there was a redeemer at bat for Tony, and at first I thought Desi made a mistake base running because he didn't go back and tag immediately. He kind of thought it was going to fall in, so he had to race back. You should always go back to the bag. If it falls in, you're going to go. You're going to score anyway. And then you can see the catcher Hedges, because that ball was starting to tail up towards the third baseline, but it was cut off by Hosmer and then thrown wildly to home. I shouldn't say wildly. He threw it right over the plate, but Hedges had moved.
Nice night offensively for Tony Walters. A couple ribbies tonight for Tony. Here's McMahon. Who Wants Tacos? Fans, follow us at AT&T Sportsnet RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies Taco Special when the Rockies score 7 or more. They're a run away from that, but they've broken the club record of 15 straight scoring 5 or less at home with that sac fly. Off the plate away, 2-1 on McMahon. Rockies 45-33 against teams above 500. They hold on to this win tonight. They'll move back to 500 at 24-24 against teams below 500.
And this is the first time they've been playing a team below 500 since the Marlins way back in June.
It's an amazing run.
That was June 22nd through the 24th.
National League tying 46 in a row against teams above 500. And nobody ever produced the kind of record the Rockies did. 30-16. So the walk to McMahon, that'll bring up Charlie for the 5th time. He's 2 for 4. He had a couple hits last night, single and a triple. This ball to right center field. That'll end the inning. The Rockies come up with a bonus run as Desmond scores on the sac fly by Tony Walters. 6-2 go to the ninth.
tonight. That's just below us here in center field. Corey Sullivan, who has not eaten yet tonight. You okay?
No, I haven't. But I was just thinking, if that's the splash cam, does that mean we get to see you do a belly flop?
Ooh, now you got an idea. It would
I mean, you could go right off the rocks, give us cannonball.
How did Connor get kicked out of Coors Field? Well, let's see how much time you have.
Well, he can derail the postgame show,
which we may do coming up. But hopefully, you'll join us for that. Brought to you by Toyota. In the meantime, back to baseball and back to Drew and Hugh.
Connor, thank you. Corey, thank you. We'll buy you a meal after the game. It's Scott Oberg to handle the last 3 outs. It'll be the 38th appearance for Scott. Got a perfect 7-0 record.
When he had to get ready in a little bit of a hurry because, you know, Wade Davis was up early in that half inning thinking, well, it's 5-2. It's going to be a safe situation. Instead, it's Scott's turn. Scott, 2 big outs last night. Came in with some traffic. Hit second and third. Got a ground out, or 2 ground outs.
Slider for strike 1 on Corey Spangenberg. Doubled in a run in the first. Line out, strikeout since for Spangenberg. Six-2 Rockies in the 9th. Good fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Fifth inning, Arizona continuing to shut out the Angels 3-0. Rockies started a game and a half behind Arizona in the division.
Dodgers and St. Louis are 0-0 in the 4th.
Ground ball. This is going to be a tough play by Story. He's got his man. What a play by Trevor Story against a guy who can really run in Spangenberg.
And he had to throw over the top of Nolan, who had to duck in front of him. So Nolan starts to go after it. Trevor gets it. Nolan's ducking to get out of the way. Not a problem for Trevor.
You also at the tail end of that got to see what it's like for a first baseman. Desmond, as soon as the ball's hit, has to sprint to get to the bag at first, and that all happened so quickly. Desi got there, foot on the bag, made a nice catch.
Well, and too, when somebody's throwing sidearm from that side of the diamond, you think it's going to go back towards the inside of first base, but that one kind of stayed outside, so he had to readjust on his footwork.
2 strikes on Austin Hedges, who's nothing for 3 tonight. Day game tomorrow. Kyle Freeland will have the baseball. We will not televise that one tomorrow. Schedules for those who inquire of such things are made in the off season.
That's way back in January.
Yeah. Rockies televise 150, and they're usually day games. Almost always day games at midweek day games. The handful we do not do. 1-2, and that's a foul ball. They look somewhat like the swing that Anthony Rizzo took last night, but it ended up in a home run. Did you see that swing?
Yeah. How did he do that?
He was really good, really strong, and I guess some other things. Dropped to his back knee, bailed out, almost fell over and hit the ball almost on the Sheffield Avenue. 1-2. A strong night behind the plate as well for Tony Walters. Good all-around game for Tony.
With the lefty going tomorrow, Chris Inett will get the start tomorrow.
I think it's Joey Lucchesi. Charlie in center field. 2 outs in the ninth. And that'll bring up Freddie Galvis. Former Fight Phil.
Philly lost tonight, 8-7 to Washington.
And Atlanta won again in Pittsburgh 2-1. Boy, remember the Pirates came in here, took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies, and a lot of buzz around the Steel City. Clint Hurdle's team playing really well and kind of fallen out of it over the last couple of weeks.
Well, they're now 2 games under 500.
1 ball, 1 strike on Galvis.
He hurt himself on that swing.
Andy Green may be looking for volunteers to play infield tomorrow. Will Myers unfortunately got hit on the nose in batting practice fielding a ground ball. He was scratched. Freddie here did something. He's played 291 straight games, longest stretch of baseball in the big leagues. Yesterday, Christian Villanueva finished the game, but he took a smash off his throwing hand. He hurt his middle finger, and not in the starting lineup this afternoon or this evening. And somehow Galvis couldn't go tomorrow.
That's when you start scrambling, saying, where's our AAA club?
Some would say they're already doing that, and that they're experimenting with Will Myers at third and Villanueva at second. He's only had a couple starts there. The 2 guys in the infield who were playing their natural position, Hosmer at first and this guy Freddie Galvis at short. 1 and 2. Now the Rockies a strike away.
They come right back in under the hands on a fastball.
You knew that.
That's a smart call.
Just shy of 30,000 tonight, and dogs as well standing, and that is strike 3. Ball game over. So the Rockies bounce back nicely after losing 4-3 last night with a tidy 6-2 victory. John Gray gets the victory. He's 10-7. The uptake of Knicks takes the loss. He's 1-2. 9 straight victories for the Rockies when John Gray takes the baseball. That ties the club record, also set by Ubaldo Jimenez back in 2010. Great night all the way around. The Rockies 12 games above 500 once again at 69-57. To center field we go. Connor and the very hungry Corey Sullivan.
Well done, Drew. Very well done. 9 straight games the Rockies have won when John Gray pitches.
Yeah, they're doing an incredible job. John's keeping them in the game. He pitched very, very well tonight, and good timely hitting by the Rocks offense.
You got a snack coming?
I hope.
Well, we got a post-game show coming, brought to you by Toyota. Rocks win 6-2.